First, it is completely fungible, meaning 1 megawatt hour of electricity produced from either coal or natural gas contains exactly the same amount of energy. Second, it must be produced and used simultaneously. Industrial battery storage is still prohibitively expensive. Therefore, additional systems need to be in place to meet peak levels of consumption. Third, the supply must meet demand exactly in the power grid. Ancillary services and demand response programs ensure that increases in demand are handled in real time. This means uneconomic generation resources are not dispatched when demand is low. They are only put into service during periods of peak demand. Due to these unique characteristics of electricity, independent system operators, ISO, and regional transmission organizations, RTO, are responsible for keeping the power grid balanced between generation and load. ISOs and RTOs forecast and schedule generation to assure that sufficient generation and backup power is in place to meet unexpected demand or generation loss. ISOs and RTOs must be non-commercial organizations, neutral and independent from commercial players. Currently, there are 9 ISO and RTOs in North America. Each one is responsible for the reliability, operations, resource planning, and expansion in the deregulated electricity market. Each ISO and RTO typically operates and manages 4 markets: energy, capacity, financial transmission rights, and ancillary services. Let's first look at how ISOs and RTOs manage the energy market, which includes the generation and consumption of electricity. They manage the energy market via 2 sub-markets. The first is through a day-ahead market, and the second is through the real-time market. In the day-ahead market, electricity generators and load-serving entities submit their bids to ISO RTOs to receive and offer electricity to the power grid based on varying costs for each hour or next operating day. In the real-time market, ISOs and RTOs manage the changes in production and consumption throughout the day. This can range from 5 minutes to half-an-hour increments. ISOs and RTOs optimize the generation dispatch schedule, where they consider cost, security, and transmission constraints. Market participants will commit to the schedule with a locational marginal price, or LMP, set at each location, based on published prices from ISO RTO. In the real-time market, operators send dispatch instructions to each generator based on actual system operating conditions in a real-time basis. Generation and load are priced at each node on the bus. For longer-term grid resource stability, ISOs and RTOs operate a capacity market that auctions the commitment of providing electricity generation capacity to ensure generation exceeds load in the long term. This market incentivizes long-term capital investment in generation resources, and revenues are paid to the capacity providers regardless of whether energy is produced or not.